My wife Sarah died 5 years ago. For all 5 of those years, I believed we'd had the perfect marriage. But last week, I found her secret diary, and I learned our entire life was a lie. I thought I was preserving the memory of a storybook love. Now I know I was just the clueless husband in a tragedy. I found it by accident. A leak in the roof forced me into the attic, her old space. Tucked in a dusty chest was a leather-bound journal with her name on it. My hands were shaking as I opened it, desperate to hear her voice again. But I didn't find my wife in those pages. I found a stranger. This diary revealed a secret life, a secret love, and a betrayal that cut deeper than death itself. Stick with me as I take you through the entries that destroyed my world and reveal the final, devastating secret she was going to tell me the week that she died. I sat in our armchair, the one where we spent countless nights reading together, and poured a whiskey. I opened the diary to a random page in the middle. Her handwriting was as elegant as I remembered, but the words were not for me. The date was June 12th, 2018.
He called again today. I had to step outside, telling Liam I was just checking on the garden. My heart still jumps when I hear his voice. It's the only thing that makes me feel alive. We talked for an hour. When I came back in, Liam smiled and asked if the roses were blooming. I just nodded. He has no idea. He only sees what he wants to see, the perfect wife, the perfect life. He doesn't see that it's a cage.
I read the entry again and again. He. Who was he? My blood ran cold. I remembered that day. I'd come home early from work to surprise her. We had dinner on the patio. I held her hand and told her how lucky I was. She smiled at me, but that smile was a mask. Reading her words, the foundation of my life didn't just crack, it shattered. The life I treasured, she saw as a prison, and someone else had the key. I had to know who this person was. Turning the pages back, I began to unravel the lie from the very beginning. I couldn't stop. I turned back to the beginning of the diary, terrified of what I'd find but unable to look away. A year before that first entry I'd read, a name appeared. Michael, a colleague from a conference.
Met someone today, Michael. There was this instant connection. It was like finding a piece of my own soul that I never even knew was missing.
With every page I turned, another piece of my life fell away. Michael wasn't just a colleague, he became her confidant, her emotional anchor. The diary was filled with their secret lunches and late-night calls. Each entry was another twist of the knife. I started re-examining my own memories, and they all felt tainted, fake. I found an entry about a business trip to Chicago in 2017. I remember driving her to the airport, kissing her goodbye, her telling me she'd miss me. I called her every night. She sounded happy. I thought it was just work. Her diary told a different story.
Chicago with Michael is like living in a dream. We walked by the lake for hours. He holds my hand like he's scared I'll vanish. Last night, in our hotel room, he told me he loved me, and I said it back, because it's true. Loving him feels like taking a breath after being underwater for years. Loving Liam? It feels like a duty.
I threw the book across the room. It hit the wall with a thud that echoed the shattering in my chest. A duty. Our 20-year marriage, my love, my care, it was all just a duty. I wasn't just grieving her death anymore. I was grieving a marriage that had apparently been a lie for years. But the diary wasn't finished with me. The final entry, written just days before her accident, would reveal a betrayal that eclipsed everything else. For days, I was in a fog. The diary sat on the coffee table like a venomous snake. I knew I had to read the rest. I had to know how it ended. I picked it up one last time and flipped toward the final pages, my heart pounding against my ribs. The last entry was dated 1 week before the accident. It wasn't a diary entry. It was a draft of a letter to him. Her diary told a different story.
I can't do this anymore. This double life is eating me from the inside out. Every time Liam tells me he loves me, it feels like a brand on my skin. He's a good man, he's kind, and he's safe, and that's what makes this so hard. But he isn't you. You're the fire. You're the life I should have lived. My biggest regret is not being brave enough to leave 5 years ago. I'm writing this to tell you that I'm finally ready. I'm going to tell him, this weekend. I'm choosing you. I'm choosing us. I'm finally going to be free.
She never got to tell me. She died a few days later on a slick, rainy road, on her way back to the home she was planning to leave. That was the ultimate betrayal. Not just the affair, but knowing our last days together were a complete fraud. She wasn't coming home to me. She was coming home to end us. The grief I had carried for 5 years vanished, replaced by something uglier, mourning a woman who was never truly mine. It's been a month since I found the diary. The quiet in this house is different now. The photos of us on the mantelpiece feel like pictures of strangers. I look at my own smiling face, and I don't recognize that happy, clueless man. Was any of it real? Or was I just the supporting character, the safe, comfortable husband she settled for? The diary didn't give me my wife back. It took her from me a second time, and this time it was for good. The pain I feel now isn't the clean pain of loss. It's messy, tangled with anger and shame. How do you mourn someone you never really knew? How do you let go of memories once you know they're poisoned? I don't have the answers. You can't ask questions when no one is there to answer them. All I know is that the woman I loved died twice. First in a car crash, and second in the pages of this book. And I've learned the hard way that the truth doesn't always set you free. Sometimes it just builds a new prison around you. Have you ever had a moment where the past suddenly looked completely different? I'd be interested to read your perspective in the comments. This channel is for stories that peel back the layers of the lives we think we know. If that sounds like something you connect with, please consider subscribing.